All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are in the driveway once again. As you probably saw in the thumbnail, we are going to pull off the original bumper on here, replace it with another bumper on a different video, but we're going to do the bumper removal today, and we're going to install the winch today. All right, so the first thing we have to do is we're going to have to pull these pins right here all the way across, so we can remove this plate so we can have access to the wire for a couple of the spotlights that are in there. So I recommend, if you get into the habit of pulling these pins out and removing plates, that you get one of the tools that takes care of it. They have a little notch right there. You just have to try and get up under it. Just pull it straight out. Sometimes it can be a bit fickle. And then sometimes they'll come out in two pieces like that. And then you'll just need pliers usually. I like to make sure that I put them back together now, because they kind of only go together one way. And then start collecting these into a safe spot. So let me get all these popped, and then we will come back to this removal of this panel. Definitely going to want this piece off, even if you're not removing any lights, to give you the best access for getting your wires up through here to the battery, depending on what side of the truck you're going to. So you do want to be careful with these ones down here, because they're so deep. You have to come in, at a steep angle, and then trying to get it to prop or to pry out of there, it went shooting out. Flew up into the truck somewhere. See if it hits the ground at any point. And then on the other side, it came right up and hit me right in the eye. So definitely keep that in mind when you're pulling that one. And there's also this extra one right here, only on this side, that has to come out. All right, so I think we got them all. Should very easily be able to wiggle this out of here. Oh, never mind. Got two more right up here. I mean, these things are no fun, even with the right tool. That made it easier. All right, so in order to get to the wires, it's being very difficult. I'm going to have to pull the grill, or at least loosen it, so I can get in there. So we'll pull these ones here, but I just need to get it back a little bit. So this step is not necessary if you're just pulling the bumper off it. I just have to do it so I can get to my connections right here. So there's some wiring light connections for the ones that are in the center of the grill, and then this one over here on the side is the one I have to undo for the bumper light. Pull our light back out. There we go. So now we'll work on getting those brackets off. Okay, one rigid light bar removed. All right, so let's climb underneath here. And so what we need to do here is disconnect our fog lights, which I think I can do right up here. Yeah. So what I have is there's an adapter kit that Baja Design sells that allows me to use the original connections. Let me unhook that. I need two hands. We'll come back. It's a nightmare to try and plug in. Ah, there we go. Okay. Let that free up. Okay. I don't know if you can see that, but we disconnected those two connections. We'll have to disconnect this guy, it looks like. And then one's over there. Alright, so we got that light under there disconnected as well. So we're going to pull those bolts on both sides, which are just part of this bumper wing. So we'll get those off. Okay, we're on the other side now. Let's see if I can't. All right, so next we'll remove these 4 bolts. There's 2 here, 2 here. We'll do it on both sides. All right, since I'm not sure how tight they are, we stepped up our game here. Okay, felt the bumper fall there. So I think we'll leave that one in there for now. Let's do this other side. Okay, so there is a plate, a backing plate. So just put that in there to hold it, going right through the old hole. There we go. And there's our plate that's sitting back behind there just like that. Okay, there's the other plate. Okay, that bumper is now completely loose. I lifted on it a little bit just to see how heavy it was. Doesn't seem too bad. Yeah, it's not bad at all. We still got something here connected, which is not good. This is the block heater. Come on. Figure out like that. Just like that. Of course. All right, job done. All right, so next we'll pull the bolts for the hooks. Also 18 millimeter. They come in from the bottom. Okay. Very simple. Let's go to the other side. All we're going to do now is we'll pull off these Prius catchers and be 100% done as far as the removal is concerned. All right, so these are also 18 millimeter. So we got our swivel. These coolant lines are in the way for me to be able to get in there straight. So we're gonna see if we can't get after them like that. There they go. The only thing about those things, man, is swivel fling stuff. Okay, we are good to go. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna say 3, you know, maybe 4. Actually, the most difficult part was the wiring harness, just getting that thing off. You also, right here in the front, in that bumper, if you have the adaptive cruise control, so there's a sonar for it, you'll have to disconnect that sonar as well. And all of it goes into this one same wiring harness here, but if it's, you know, connected to the bumper and stuff, you'll have to remove all of that. Okay, so the good news is I went in to see what we needed for this winch support, right there like that, and it had all new bolts and washers and everything for it, so we don't have to reuse any of the original hardware. Even for these bolts here, it had brand new ones. So your mileage may vary on your new bumper install if that's what you're doing. For the sake of being able to get sockets and things on here, I think we'll go ahead and go inside out like this, kind of like how it was. Our lock washers. Thread locker is not necessary, but I don't like stuff coming undone. I'm already here. Might as well just do it. These are also 18 millimeter. Not that yours would be the same, possibly. All right, we'll get these torqued to spec and we'll bring you back. Okay, so we're all good to go. Installed, ready for the winch. Again, at a scale of 1 to 10, a 1. So, yeah, I feel like you shouldn't have to spend money to have somebody install these bumpers for you. My new bumper's a 3-piece, so it will be a little easier if it was, because it's big. If it was a single piece, you would need help lifting it and positioning it, but this is going to be pretty straightforward. So again, evaluate what you got before you spend, you know, $300, $400, $500 to have somebody install a bumper and a winch for you. All right, so the winch we are installing is this way for you. The OVS SCAR winch. It is a 12,000 pound winch with a synthetic line. So let's get it open. Make sure everything fits the way it should. Well, for our opening and cutting pleasure today is the Benchmade bug out. I'm sorry, the Benchmade Grittillion. So it's fairly heavy. IP68 rated. Has a wireless remote control, 6.5 horsepower. Kind of ticked all the boxes that I was looking for at a very affordable price. This this truck is not, you know, like a wheeling machine. You know, I don't take it rock crawling, I don't do anything like that. So I wanted the winch because I have been stuck a couple times in snow and in sand. And a winch would have been great just to give me that little bit of extra. And so since I was doing the bumper, I was like, might as well just throw a winch on here. So I didn't need to go with, you know, a $2,000 Warn. You know, if I was Jeeping all the time, you know, and really had to depend on that winch all the time, I might have considered, you know, going with them. But I've been super happy with everything that Overland Vehicle Systems has made. Almost everything on my truck is from these guys. So let's get her open and put it on the truck. I have also been extremely pleased with their customer service, and they're nice and close to me. They're only, you know, not very far. So if I have issues of any kind, or if I need to have something serviced or whatever, they're close by. I don't have to pay to ship it somewhere and deal with all that. So it's got its benefits. Holes line up for this guy. I don't know how much that weighs, but it's a bit. All right. So that's kind of nice. Fits in there nice and clean. Fairly. We'll go find our bolts, because I think this is just going to be super quick. We do need to install the control module up here. I guess we should do that. Definitely going to be easier to install the top piece here off the truck. We're going to go ahead and connect our cables first. There's our power. So they are color coded. And we got yellow is yellow, red is red, black is black. And I'm assuming that one goes there. We'll have to get out the instructions, but let's these guys go here. I'm hoping. That's not going to be fun. All right, guys, that's about where we're going to stop today. Today's Thanksgiving. It's about noon. So it's time to start cooking and do all those things. So we'll get it cleaned up out here, and then we'll come back tomorrow morning and we'll finish this job. All right, guys, we are back as promised. We are going to finish getting this winch installed and get the wires at least up to here, probably. I have some more lighting that I want to run while I've got all this apart, so we'll see where we're going to call it quits on this video itself. But let's get this winch secured, because that's really all we have left to do. All right, so we got to take our little nuts here, and they slide in like that. We get the ones here on the back. Get those out of the way. Okay. Plop ourselves down somewhere where I think it needs to go. All right, so we've got it reasonably fitted. So we're still going to use Loctite, even though it has a lock washer. All right. I think we'll give it a tug forward. Yep, make sure it's as far forward as possible. And we'll tighten her up. We'll have to come back and torque these two. Give it a little something right there. Okay. That's it. Let's just deal with this. All right, so it looks like we've got a nice little spot right down through here. No sharp edges. We'll pull those wires up. Figure the best way to get them back behind here. All right, get our tape together. It's a fairly narrow opening. That. And then we'll hook that there. And probably take a little finesse here. Boom. Well, I'll tell you what, that is just enough wire they give you. Wow. All right, let me get the tape off. Not going to hook this up yet, although we probably should just to test it. All right, I think what we're going to do here is just to test it, make sure everything works right before I connect everything to the battery. I got a bunch of stuff I have to disassemble. Ugh. Don't got a lot of room. All right, so we went and got our wireless remote. Comes with it. Punch it out. Works perfectly. Excellent. Turn it off, and we'll disconnect it. All right, guys, well, that's about it. Put our zip ties on here. We'll just clip those off. Everything's tightened and torqued the way it's supposed to be now. Our wires are up here ready to go. We will do a little quick synopsis of what it took. It literally took, had to remove 4 bolts here from the recovery hooks. Had to remove 2 bolts here for those Prius catchers. Same thing on this side. Had to remove 2 bolts here. Both sides. And literally had to disconnect fog light, main harness, fog light. And if you had the adaptive cruise, you'd have to take that sensor out as well. That's it. And then we had 4 bolts here and here, and here and here. Super simple. That's right. Thanks for tuning in on this one. So we'll do a part 2 of this, which is really kind of its own video. But it's the bumper. We're going to get that installed and should be good to go. So thanks for tuning in on this one, and we'll catch you guys on the second part.